Oh, my credit card's over there.
Ready?
Ahoy, mateys! It is I, a pirate, and I have taken over the broadcast. That's right, we're not Somali pirates, no. We are bushwalking, real pirates. And we have taken over Studio A, which we are now renaming Studio P. Now, let's look at all the booty we have around here today. Ooh, what's this? RGB gaming keyboard. You can't see it. There we go. Look at this. Look how shiny it is. True beauty, better than gold, I say. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, what's this? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we found a credit card. Yes, a credit card. See, the numbers are 1375.
All right. Get out of there.
Get out of here.
Okay. Enough of that. Because it is the Halloween special. You know, I told my son not to read my credit card. So I guess what we have here was a failure to communicate. Well, anyway, I'm going to have to punish him. I know if that's the way he wants it, that's the way he's going to get it. Anyway, welcome everybody. We're kind of putting something together here. It's our little, it's our Halloween special. Halloween's here. Let's do a little special. That's what it's all about. You can bring down the cool handling. What we have is I am joined by my lovely and talented producer, Anne, and my wife also. Say hi, Anne.
Hi, Anne.
Anyway, and that pirate was my son Ray. Hey, you want to say something, Ray?
They don't pay me enough for this.
Anyway, there we go. This is a special, and we're going to continue to go over the SS Panzers. Oh, sorry, SS War, and we're going to let's see here. Let me get this all going. You know what?
Did someone say Panzers?
Oh my God!
Oh no, it's the Panzers.
Oh, what is this? It's like my computer screen is all like it's haunted.
I am haunting you because you don't like Panzers. I am the Panzer Ghost.
Yes. Oh, well, Mr. Panzer Ghost, I really do like Panzers. I just, unfortunately, the Panzer IV in the game of Flames of War, it's not highly rated.
Not highly rated. Well, I figured, you know what? I'm tired of this anyway. You know what I would rather do rather than be a mascot for a bunch of stupid Panzers?
What's that?
I want to tell jokes.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say jokes?
I said jokes.
Oh, well, okay. Okay. What kind of jokes do you want to do?
Well, let's see. During World War II, what do you call a blind German?
I don't know. What do you call a blind German?
A Nazi. Ha! Nazi? Get it?
Oh, boy.
Nazi?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, are you going to go touring with this information in European? Because, you already toured Europe once.
Do you know, one time someone asked me who won the Tour de France. Do you know who won the Tour de France?
No, I don't know.
The 5th Panzer Division.
Oh boy. Where did the rim shot come from?
Rear ghosts have special powers.
I say so. Yeah. You know.
Do you want any more jokes? Have we done?
No. I guess this is your time because I really do feel bad about the Panzer IV comments.
But I have another one. Did you know my grandfather personally killed 30 German aviators during World War II?
Wow. Was he an ace or something?
He was the worst mechanic the Luftwaffe had.
Oh my! Oh wow! Okay. Oh. little delay on that rim shot.
I'm trying to do this as fast as I can.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
do you know I have a war souvenir?
You have a war souvenir?
I have a war souvenir. It's a near mint French rifle.
Near mint?
Near mint. It was dropped once and never fired.
Oh, better timing. I heard that's what comedy is all about.
It's about better timing, yes. We needed to really do better timing on our engines in the Panzers.
Well, actually, I heard German engineering was top notch.
It'd been better if we hadn't used the type of fuel we used.
Okay, that wasn't in the script, but sure, better fuel, of course.
All right.
Well, things have changed since you've been. Since you've been last around.
That's right. We had the rise and fall of the USSR. That's right. And no one should have been surprised by that. The USSR after World War II. I mean, there were red flags everywhere.
Oh. Okay.
Right. We're done. I think we're done here.
I think we're done too.
We're done.
Okay. Anyway. There was the Ghost Panzer visiting. All right, so I guess he he's going to take that on the road and tell some jokes. But
this is the first jokes, folks. Yes.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he'll make another appearance. All right. You know what? Let's now that we're kind of back, I'm more back in control of the studio here. Let's bring in our SME. I probably should have asked before. Is he a major? Major Kilgore? Colonel? General? Oh. Well, you know what? I'll have him introduce himself. You bring it back. Well, welcome to the show.
If I say Omaha Beach is safe to surf, it's safe to surf. Now clear those Panzers. Charlie don't surf.
No, Charlie don't surf. And I don't think Jerry surfs either.
Panzers don't surf.
I don't think Jerry surfs either. Anyway, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Joe. Good to be here.
Yep. This is all our last minute. Let's on Monday I reached out to Tom. I said, "Hey Tom, you know what? Let's do a Halloween theme, And since I have to push it back a day and get a little bit closer, so but we did have good communication there, so that worked out. Anyway, Well, Tom, thank you once again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, this just came in the mail today. So it's the plaque
Woot, woot.
for the Masters tournament, the winner. So they this from New Zealand just arrived today. So here it is. And my job is actually to add a wood planking to it, the back. So that's what I'll be doing. Let me pull up. Hopefully, we don't have any other things going on. But, well, Tom, I'm going to talk about here's the schedule. So, Wednesday, this is our, today what we're doing is the part 2 of the D-Day Waffen SS. And, so that's what we got going on. And then there's no show next week, but the following week on Tuesday, we begin the Soviet migration review. That'll be for 2 weeks. Let's see if I can stretch that bad boy out like everything else I do. But anyway, I kind of remind everybody, by the way, I did have more people come on in and fill out the survey, since last week. So we have more people. That's good. Always more voices, more better. But kind of reminding everybody that we're, when we do these rankings, we're M for meta, which, by the way, I know we had some votes for meta, but nothing's ended up as the meta. A is strong contender. B is good against certain opponent situations. C is a fun list, but will struggle. D is a complete dog. So that's where we're at. And then based off the stuff that we did last week, Tom, I gotta go over here. There we go. This is where everything ended up. So here's the 5 things that were reviewed in the 2 hours that we did it. SS Panzergrin was an A. The Armored Car Company, which is a C. The Panzer IV SS, a C, which, by the way, is higher than the D that we gave the regular Panzer IVs. But the Pumas and the Panthers are Ds, just as formations themselves. It's just the Panthers have a problem. It's the Ghost Panzers here. It's haunting my house. Haunting Studio P as Pirate Ray was putting it. Oh my God! All the shenanigans going on. Okay.
Season.
Well, anyway, that's where we're at. So let me set things up here, and we can get the reviews going. I think, Tom, let's kick. Let's no further ado, and let's kick it off.
Sure.
Let's start with the armored SS Panzergrins. Let's just go right for it. Go ahead, lead us off. What do you think about those armored Panzergrins?
I had these guys in a B. They just don't have as many options from the regular Wehrmacht guys, and I think that the unarmored guys give you a little better option.
Okay, and so were you talking about they're kind of the same options. It's kind of an interesting way of looking at it. Though you are a harsher taskmaster when it comes to these things. Come on down. Kind of.
My book right here.
Oh yeah. So it's on page 36 of the handy dandy handout. the one thing I do like about the Panzergrin, armored Panzergrins, is the fact that you have the option for the 7.5.
Yep.
And if you take a mortar, you're going to have to take an armor mortar. So other than that, it's kind of the same.
Well, they don't get the 2 mortar platoons; they just get the 1. They don't get 120s also, and I think it's the cost. They get the additional cost to take on the half tracks and the and some of that other kit you want to get, like the 7.5 guns. Then that kind of takes away from the points that you need for the troops, and also it's less things that get discounted. So if you're going to go to like the 7th Panzergrin, what is it called? The Volksdeutsch, the 17th SS guys, then I believe those cards only affect the infantry units. I don't think they get the benefit from that. So it has less, I think, useful upgrade cards as far as the command cards go. So that's why it's to me it's a little bit more limiting. If I was going to run Panzer Grenadiers, I'd stick with the regular Wehrmacht guys.
I see. Okay. So basically, your discounting options are that's why you go with the B.
Yeah.
Okay. I can respect that. I personally was putting these guys as an A, because I think German infantry, with all its options, allows you the most flexibility, and in half tracks, not in half tracks. I think it comes down to flavor. How do you like to play your, because all it is between them is the little tweaks of options. And so I could play, any of them. I just know that I have some my options between them are a little bit different. Okay. That's
I wonder though, I'm looking at the card now for the Volksdeutsch, and it says SS Panzer Grenadier. So my assumption was, because it doesn't say armored Panzer Grenadier, that it would not apply to them. And is that in fact the case? I mean, that would make a big difference in the rating.
Oh, I don't think it does.
Yeah, I was just looking through the card to see if there's. Armored SS Panzer Grenadier is a different formation type in the card listings. So yeah, so it would only be good for that card, and I think that's the best command card, downgrade, if you will, for the SS guys.
Why don't you go ahead and remind the audience, all 4 of them watching right now, what it does?
Yeah, so the Volksdeutsch, for an SS Panzer Grenadier unit, you get to subtract 1 point per unit, and it changes their last stand to a 5+, which, as we said last broadcast, was that it doesn't affect. You get down to 2 teams infantry, you don't care. It kind of hurts the mortars, because when they can get down to 2 teams pretty quickly. And I noticed that your second place winner at your event up in Indianapolis, Willie Brown, from the last year, was a 78-point event tournament you ran.
Okay.
Yeah, he played SS Panzer Grenadiers with the Volksdeutsch card.
But they weren't armored, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember his list, but as far as I'm reading the card, it indicates that they're unarmed. I'm pretty sure his was unarmored too, because you guys are playing at such low points. The 78 thing that you did.
Yeah, that's another. Well, most of the games ended. That was the other thing too, because a lot of the crowd was, just the local guys. They don't. About half of them don't play as much. So we want to make sure that when they got their games, and that everyone kind of. There's nothing unsatisfying like saying, okay, dice down, and you didn't come to conclusion,
Sure. No, I'm all for smaller point values in both Flames of War and Team Yankee. Yeah, I just took William Brown's list. He did in fact use the dismounted ones with this card.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had to save it the other day for our podcast, so I had it on hand.
Which, by the way, before we go too far, when's your next podcast? Be published.
You kind of broke up there, Joe. I didn't quite understand that.
When's your next podcast going to be out?
We've recorded the first 2 segments, and we're doing the third one tonight, and then so it should be next week.
Okay, so everyone be looking for that next week. All right. Let's see what the voting public had to say. Well,
Dan, A's. Oof.
I know A's. Way over half said A. Matter of fact, there was 1 M and 1 C. So yeah, mostly A's and some B's.
Yeah, no D's.
And no D's, right? Yeah, because they're not dogs. I mean,
no.
I think all the German infantry is really strong.
Yeah, put a pack front behind them, and they're tough to deal with.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. I think we'll put those guys as an A.
Yeah, we go A minus, B plus.
All right. Well, let's actually I'll save those. Let's talk about the Stug SS Stug company, which is where are those fine folks? Page 28.
Yep.
Now, I'll start off this. I think I think they're with them. First of all, the list they read on twos, which is cool. They have a 7 front, still have that 11 gun, 32-inch range. I think that's great. But the downfall, I think, is the 4 cross.
Yeah.
And you pay a lot for them. Well, actually, I know Panzer. Well, 3 Panzer 4s are 13. 3 of these guys are 14. I don't know. I'm thinking, with the better remounts and stuff, I think, and a 7 front, which is even better, because you can get in long range sniping duels with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it kills if you ran up against them, try to go long range. You have your gun better with their 5 arm, and then 7 to 8. What you roll 4, that's 12. To roll 6 to survive. Oh, hey, at least you have a chance to survive.
Well, I like them. They're definitely for me in the C category. I think that they're a little bit better than the Panzer IVs, again, for the higher armor and the higher remount. And I always say in this game system, you have to be able to win the tank battle first. And these guys are better equipped to win the tank battle. They're not well equipped to go assault infantry, but that's why you bring your own infantry along to do that. They're pretty crappy at going in and taking out infantry. They have less machine gun shots and all that kind of stuff. But the assault values that really hurts them as far as trying to use them as tanks in the close combat mode. But I do like them as, like you said, the long range sniping for a medium tank to give you a higher armor value and an excellent remount, make them pretty stout and hard to get rid of. And taking them in units at least 4 or 5 if I could, if I get that many, it depends on what else I'm going out with it, what else I'm going with in the list. And one nice thing about it too is you can also sneak in that Panther platoon. You can go the Stug headquarters and the Stug unit, and then make that second unit a Panther. So that's kind of some interesting options there as well.
Yeah. Okay. And you are, was this podcast being referred to early? Oh, what was the question? What is this podcast being referred to earlier? So last week we did part 1 of the review of the book. We started going through the formations, and we did 5 of the 10 formations, and we reviewed them. So that is online. You can go to Battle Rankings on Facebook or YouTube, and see the podcast. Podcast. I don't know what they call video cast. I don't know, broadcast. What the hell is it called? Anyway,
Webcast.
You can see webcast. You can see the webcast of us discussing the other units. But so what we're doing is we're talking about Panzer IVs, which seems something you can compare stuff to, and
Panzer Force.
yes, and we could compare the Stug to the Panzer IV because it's in the same category. And you're looking at 14 points for 3, just the simple math. Or the way Tom sounds like you want to run it, 24 points for 5. So just probably a way. The podcast earlier. Okay, I got it. Not my silly show, but Tom's. Tom, why don't you go ahead and talk about your thing?
Well, so myself and Ed Hall, we host a monthly Flames of War Team Yankee Battlefront game system podcast. We call it the Battle Vault. It's kind of hard to find though because it's one of the No Dice No Glory podcasts, so it's kind of mixed in with I think it'd be like No Dice No Glory episode 97, but it'll be Battle Vault podcast 11. Like the one we just did. I'm going to put a page that has all the ones that we've done, so you can directly link to them without having to sort through the hundreds of No Dice No Glory ones, because No Dice No Glory does podcast on everything. The pirate game, Blood and Plunder, some of the other systems out there. Board games, even just book producers, book authors, and so on. So we'll just try to make it a little bit more easy to find the things by having a consolidated list. But that's what we do. We try to do it each month. We generally go about 2 hours, and we try to cover the past events that happened for Flames of War and Team Yankee. Go over the standings if we can get them, and talk about the top 3 list if we can get them, and then we'll invite somebody from the field, like we've had Joe on come in before to work with us and try to give their perspectives on a certain area, kind of like Joe does here. He brings in different people. So we do the same thing in the middle section, and then we do the closeout with rules Ed forgot, since he's always forgetting rules, and future events coming up in the future, as far as so we try to keep people informed of what's on the horizon as far as upcoming tournaments for both systems, all systems. If we find out. I know, like Vietnam, they've run some Vietnam events out in Pittsburgh, so we'll talk about those there too. Whatever we get information on, we're glad to share.
Yeah, think of this as like a Marvel title crossover. We got going on here, Yeah. Because last week the first thing we did is that Tom and I we got together and we had our disagreements and we had a big fight. But then we figured out we were on the same side. Then we reunited to actually take on the common enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evil space overlords.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No problem. No problem, Robert. So we got my show here. You got Tom and Ed's show, which is just audio. Is the captain misspelled? Yes, the captain is misspelled because I am dyslexic. But
only when you type.
Only when I type. Yeah, but somehow when I speak, things happen. Is that better? Okay, Mr. Critical.
It's the critical view, not the panzers.
Yes. Actually, I can spell panzers. Anyway, okay. Well, thanks for pointing that out. Hey, thanks for pointing out my weaknesses. I like that.
Oh,
No.
we love you.
Oh.
Well, at least I do.
Well, yeah, I don't know if there's too much more love out there for me. That Joe guy. All right. Anyway, I don't know. Where the hell were we?
We were on the Stugs. The Stug
Oh,
company.
the Stugs. Yeah. Would you give them a C?
Yeah, a little bit higher than I think than the the Panzer IVs.
Okay. Well, we rated the Panzer IVs a C.
Oh, okay, then the same. But
Okay.
I give them a C plus. I think if I'd rather run Stugs than Panzer IVs again because I want to deal with the tank threat first, and then I'll use my other assets to work on the infantry.
By the way, our diehard Patrick here, you're late. Well, you missed the hell of an opening. When it's done, you're gonna have to watch the opening. It's probably one of our better openings. Well, but is that saying a lot?
It's certainly one of the craziest ones.
Yeah, I would
I
say
think
so.
the British one was pretty good.
The British one was good. Yeah, the British one. That was the Team Yankee British one. Yeah, well, but well, let's not make this a clip show. Okay, anyway, so you know what, you gotta come. We do these cool openings. You guys are gonna have to check it out when we get done here. But anyway, so I digress. We got another diehard here. Hey, Scott. Let's
you were at the Stugs.
The Stugs, yes.
Yeah, how are they rated?
I'm going to go with the C also, just because it suffers the same problem as the Panzer IVs. You only can take so many platoons, and in one bad turn, your company's broke.
You're not seeing them. No, nobody's using them, so it shows you that they're not highly rated across the board.
No, so move those down over to C.
Used to be in version 3. It's all you ever saw were Stugs. If you saw a Panzer unit,
true. Yeah, you saw a lot of Stugs. Okay. Let's now I got to figure out what the adoring public like. Hold on, let me pull this back up. La 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 la. So that's the armored and the Stugs.
you had it.
There it is. Stugs. B's, C's. Hey, there's some A's in there and a couple D's.
They're crazy.
I know. I don't know about A, but B's and C's. Oh, it's like almost half went B. We said C.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's between the two. Hey, we'll take a quick vote online of those watching. Guys, just type in B or C real quick, and then that's where I'll end up. We'll wait till the audio catches up. Oh, right. Yeah, the Panzer to the Muse. Matter of fact, that's one of the things I liked.
Oh yeah, there were some odd ones. The Viking SS Panzer IVs were pretty good. I mean, there
right.
are. In general, you would see Stugs before you saw Panzer IVs, but there were there are exceptions to that, of course. The Panzer the Muse, SS Viking guys were some of the ones I recall.
Well, Coach just went B. I think he's just pulling my leg. And then everyone else, C, B, C, 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 B. Yeah.
Still sounds good. Flip a coin now.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go C because it seems like between us and everyone. So I'm going to rate them C. Okay. That'll be that. And I put them there already on the chart.
Yeah, the Bs will get over it. It'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, they probably won't lose sleep. Okay. The next, let's talk about the other card The half-track SS Scout Group. Oh, what do you think about that one, Tom?
I'm pulling them up. Most of those half-track scout groups, I'm not going to be too crazy about. There is at least not as a main formation. They're just not going to hold up the medium tanks and anti-tank gunfire. They're great for running down infantry, but they usually have such bad assault ratings and bad last stand ratings that they're not something I would want to hinge my hopes on. So I'll probably just without even digging up the card here, go no higher than a C. I might even just go D because I don't think I would take this as a main formation. Just doesn't seem to have maybe as a second formation and a high point level event, maybe then, but not on its own. And it's not even as, I don't think, as good as the Waffen SS ones. Just has 2 to 8 of the SS SDKF 250 scout units, and then 1 SS reconnaissance platoon, the dismounted infantry. So not digging it. I'll go down the D with these guys.
As a formation by itself, I'm also going to go with the D for the reason that your formation support, you can get Tigers, Panthers, and a whole bunch of little things. And if you as an opponent, I wouldn't want to try to get you in a half, so that the only thing really on the table is the little things, and just try to blow those off the table as quickly as possible. So I just don't think it's one of those things that I think as part of a second formation to support the first one, I think it's fine. As a formation by itself, probably not.
Right.
Yeah, and let's see what the voting public came up with. They went C, and some Bs, for some reason some As, and some Ds. So the A's and D's wipe each other out. I don't know, maybe they see some potential in it, then we're not.
Well, it does say fun, so if you want to run around with a bunch of zippy armored cars and half tracks, then it could be interesting. But I just don't see any horsepower there.
Right. Yeah. So I moved it in the C category. All right. Well, let's move on to the SS Reconnaissance company, which I believe is on page after this section. Nope. And where are you guys? Page 51.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there between the cards and the book. So this doesn't look a whole lot different than and really it's not a lot different than the SS armored Panzer Grenadiers. You get the option of having those platoons with the more of the SDKF 250s, one per team instead of one transport per 2 teams. So that's kind of interesting. You can also have them dismounted as well. You don't have to have them all mounted. You get to bring in the Pumas and the 221, 222 units as part of the formation. So that's useful. And it still has the SS armored mortar platoon and the SS 7.5. The assault that was a Sturm Howitz, a Stummel. The 7.5 millimeter half track. So I would rate it a little bit better than the armored Panzer Grenadiers, which I think we had as a C. So might get up to a B with this one, just because you can flex out with more half tracks and you have some more formation options.
Oh no, the armored Panzer Grens slipped into the A.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think you rated it as a B. I had it as an A, and a lot of other people has an A.
Okay, well then I would put these at least on par with them.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Yeah. I think this goes along with my whole idea that the infantry is the powerhouse, and and it's just what infantry flavor you like the best. And I think it's just the three different infantries in here come down to your playing style. I might take these guys just because I like the 7.5s on the half tracks.
Well, and they're the 250 7.5s. They're not the 251 7.5. So it has a lot of unique kit to it. These are all of these are short half tracks. The mortar half track, the self-propelled gun half track, they're all different. So it's pretty. That just makes it a kind of a unique looking force to have on the board. It's Panzer Grenadiers, but it's different. More half track, different kind of half tracks. Some armored cars floating around in there. So I would enjoy running this. I was trying to look at the command cards. I don't know that there's any specific command cards that let you upgrade the SS Reconnaissance Company like they have for the Panzer Grenadiers and some of the other stuff. So you may just be playing with the base stuff out of the book with these guys.
It could be.
Yeah, but still, I would at least make them on par, and just for the coolness factor, bump them up a little bit more above the armored Panzer Grenadiers.
Okay, it's like an A+.
Yeah, ish.
Well, I give them an A. I think you guys see where I'm going with that. So it's kind of interesting is that almost a even split between A and B. Some C's, and then there's an M. Someone was brave enough to say that was the meta.
One thing I'm just noticing as I look at it here that I didn't quite catch before, the 7.5 assault gun units, it can get the 250 version, the short ones, and it can also get another platoon of the normal ones with the full size half track, the 251. So it could take two of those platoons. So if you're really big into those self-propelled 7.5 millimeter guns, this guy can bring in two of them. So,
well, yeah, they'll give you 6 in one and 3 in the other. And I know the 3, the recon one, the smaller, I know it has the scout.
Yep, it does. The scout rule.
Yep. Scout rule. So they could be sneaky like ninjas.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm thinking A. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I could go with that. And even though we're not too fond of the Pumas overall as a formation, having a single platoon to sneak in every here and there, I kind of dig that. Running around on the flank, just being a threat, because that AT-9 on the sides, they have to be dealt with. They'll have to dispatch something bigger than infantry to go deal with those Pumas. They don't push anything on their own, but they can help control space quite a bit. So, and back that up with all those AT-9 guns from the other half tracks, and then add in your PaK 40s and some supporting tanks. I think it's got some potential here.
Yeah, I think they do. I know a lot of people like to run the recon, so and it's for me, it's an option depending on the point size. Okay, well, you know what? That leaves one last unit to do, and that's the Tigers. I'm sure the Tigers are probably in the front of the book.
They are. They were like the first unit in there.
Yeah, page 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically your Tiger, the SS Tiger, it's a 4 to hit, so that's unlike everything else, to which are normally 3s. Its motivation's a 2+, period.
Yep.
So and its skill is a 3. And for some bizarre reason, it's only one more point than the regular Wehrmacht Tiger.
Well, it's actually less than a point more. It's like half a point more. It's like, isn't it 25 points to get 2? And normally you'd pay 24 points to get 2.
Right. Well, for the points, for the 2. Yeah. And for 3, one's 36 and the other one's 37.
Right. So it's just one extra point to upgrade the platoon.
Yeah, what I like is that 37 is perfect because you add the the Ace card, the Tiger
Mhm.
Ace, which, by the way, all it does is bump it up to 40, and that's your only reserve.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
you're taking the card just for the points bump for reserve purposes. You don't even care what the card does.
Yeah, and if I get something out of it, Remo misses or something like that, or it's perfect. Crosses on it too. I mean, these things are silly.
Well, we've seen the Wehrmacht Tigers do well in events. We've seen some pretty good results. You've run them. Some other folks have run them.
Yeah.
And if not as a whole formation, as a support unit, but I think even as a formation, you got some potential here, especially if you want to get the hero card. The who's the guy the Wittmann card. That you can get it here. Yeah, I mean it's 12 points, but I think you can keep that thing alive. It can make its money back pretty easily through the whole game. So I'm thinking these guys are probably an A. I don't see any reason to be afraid to run them. Plus, they're great starting force for a new player. They're got a whole lot of stuff to push and keep track of. They're not going to win a whole lot with a new player, because you really have to know how to finesse a small unit to get it to the results on the battlefield. But I just think they're pretty solid.
Yeah. Well, because they're not indestructible.
No.
But yeah, in the right hands. Actually, if you got the minimum to 25 plus 13, yeah, 63 to in the door. So, and if you ran 37 plus 31 plus 13, yeah, 87 for 7 tires. And you put the ace card on one of them. That means you're starting on the table with 4 tigers. And he said you can get like 1 infantry, some recon. It's talking about bare minimum. But you know what? It's actually, I guess one that I talk my technical situation. It's that.
Well, I've seen Tim McClellan do very well running Tiger formations, the Wehrmacht one. So I'm pretty sure if he was running one of these, he would get even more out of them.
Yeah, probably. Especially here, I do not agree. These things are the cat's pajamas. I don't think they're meta. Because
You think they're meta?
if you're getting in reserve, but if you get into the reserve situation, especially if you end up in like dump or something. So that the appeal, but is when you're getting put in reserves. Other than that, they're pretty awesome. If you can get all of your stuff on the table, it's just so much to deal with. And then you can do tricky ninja stuff, take out the things that could take you out, and then if you attack infantry, forget it. It's like game over.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I don't know about meta, but
well, let's see what the. I don't know about meta. Yeah, that's why I would not go meta, but I'll just go A. Let's see what the voting public had to say. B's, 20 B's,
yeah,
12 A's, some C's. Yeah, and then you got a D and an M. So, yeah, I think if you're a first time player, this maybe not a bad thing to cut your teeth on, just because, first of all, you can get in cheap.
Yeah.
And you can get in cheap, learn the game, and expand from there.
And if you lose, you're probably going to lose
even
pretty quick.
if you
And what I mean by that
lose
is
quick.
Yeah, well, if the opponent has enough high AT to deal with the Tigers, and you do get broken quickly, there's going to be a lot of time for post game discussions to go over what you could have done to, and some of the nuances of the rules. So it gives I think a newer player. Not that I want them to lose quickly, but it's kind of nice to get more of a learning experience, a chance to discuss what happened during the game and how some of the rules work that they may not have understood. And if they're and if they're able to hang, they're able to bounce those shots and they get lucky that then they can just continue to dominate. And there's nothing like having a premium armored fighting vehicle running around the board. Just to run with a Cadillac is not a bad thing. It's always fun, even when you lose. It's just nice going out there knowing you've got the big cat. So.
Well, actually, Rich here says he thinks the problem versus Britain particularly is the U.S. 76s and Russians will do well, but B for me. I guess that Brit for you. Okay.
Yeah, he means he's rating it a B.
Oh, B for me. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, because there's enough 76 millimeter guns out there and enough 8 M10 Achilles and M10C Achilles, and there's enough high AT to deal with the Tiger Force. It's totally feasible. But these guys are still only hit on 4s. You keep them at range, you keep them in concealment, and you can really and with that 40-inch range, you can really dominate the battle space with these things.
Yeah, that's true.
And pretty much so. It's kind of a flip thing. I think I still would rate them pretty highly for both bets to really get every ounce out of them, and new players just to start off with a handful of systems that they can focus in on just a couple different stat lines, and not have to worry about 30 vehicles running around the board.
Then we'll leave them as A's. So to kind of wrap things up, what we got is I'll hit that button. This is where we're at.
No B.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. There are no B's. It's kind of feast or famine with this book.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you get to the SS Panzergrin, basically the infantry and the Tiger are A's. The rest of the tanks and the half-track scouts ended up as C's. The Puma and the Panthers are D's. So it's kind of interesting how this things is kind of lined up there. It gets this kind of way it works. But you know what? I think that's about right.
Yeah, I'm tracking with it.
Yeah, because I don't, if a new player ran Panthers, I don't think they're going to be very happy.
They're just hit too easily.
They hit too easily, and the thing is that if you had to go into assault, the side 5, even a bazooka would, since you're hit on 3s, hey, if you did pin them, you're hit on 4s.
Yeah.
So you might be losing a Panther going in, or 2, depending on how many bazookas.
Yeah, I really think Battlefront should have looked harder at dropping the points a bit more for the Panther in the SS version. Maybe 8 points or something. They're just not quite there. Yeah,
I think right now the best Panther platoon out there is the Russian Panther.
Yeah.
It's the Russian Panther platoon. It's 7 points per Panther. You get all this. You basically get all the statistics.
Yeah, Russian Panzers?
Yeah, but they got captured.
Oh.
Yeah, they got captured for some reason. But anyway, so I don't know how many Panthers got captured, but in most of the games, you will see every Russian player will have 3 Panthers out there. Because, you get 21 for 3, and they got the spearhead roll on top of it.
Yeah.
And not scouts, it's got the spearhead roll. Well, your Panthers are just that much closer now.
Yeah,
So,
and don't they have a really good cross rating too? The 2+ for busting through the woods and stuff when they do that spearhead. Yeah.
They're just standard Panthers. Yeah, 2+. Still got the 14 guns, still got the 2 rate of fire. They're just hit on 3s. Oh, guess what? Now, granted, I think their skills of 5. That's fine. Yeah. That's not what they're there for. And I think their morale is just a 4. But you know what? You just put it in a spot and say, I'm going to own this, and you own it.
Yep, I'm painting up 3 of them now. They're salvaged older Panzer, German Panther models that are being refinished. So they were kind of banged up and abused. So they're getting refurbished as Russians.
Oh, I just picked up a new box to make my green Panthers. Green Panthers.
Yeah. Did you pick up the mid-war Panther box that has 3 of them in it?
No, I just went out and bought the
plastics, the late war one.
Plastic. I just like the detail on the plastic.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have plenty of the old ones. Oh, and all my tigers are Hollywood tigers.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I have one of those.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're. Oh, actually, I was showing you, but no one else could see because I didn't have the right camera. So yeah, my Panthers.
Nice.
My Hollywood tiger.
And show the plaque again before for the people that came in late.
Show the what?
The plaque. The master
plaque. Yes.
Some folks came in late.
Okay, straight from New Zealand. They sent it to me. I'm going to do some woodworking. I bought some tools, and I'm not afraid to use them. And I made the plaque for the Team Yankee one. I'm going to make the plaque for this one.
Where's my phone, right?
Yeah. It's okay. There was a Tim Allen. No, not the Tool Time guy. Steve Allen. No, Steve Allen was.
Tim Allen is the 2-time guy.
Yeah, what was the guy? The British comedian, the Irish guy. It was this comedian. Basically, my Sunday nights were something Allen Large. Was it Tim Allen at large? Steve Allen? Anyway, something Allen Large. Benny Hill, Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
God. Anyway, that was my Sunday nights. But this guy was funny. But the thing it reminded me was that he was missing part of this thing. Dave Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. And he would smoke a cigarette. This is, back in the day. He would smoke. He basically sat on a stool and he would tell jokes and to an audience, and he would smoke a cigarette, and he was missing this finger. So the cigarette is sitting in there, and he's smoking like that. And I'm like, man, that's just really weird. He's really showing off that finger for some strange reason. He's an Irish comedian, right? He was definitely Irish. And he tells jokes, and he did these little skits. And the thing about the skits is they would set it up and do it over and over again, but insert different jokes. And I just remember one of them was there were Vikings coming ashore, right? And they had all these different things about what the Vikings were doing, and they would interplace them in the middle of his monologue stuff. And this one time, the Vikings get on the beach, and this one guy goes, kill the women and rape the men. And all of a sudden, the rest of the Vikings are like, whoa, No, you got it backwards. And the Viking goes, "Hey, you have fun your way, and I'll have fun my way." Oh my God. And this is like
Definitely from a few decades
1960.
ago.
Yeah, this is like late 1960s or something like that. You know. But you know what? Actually, I have a question about Toys for Tots. How can I forget? Thank you for reminding me. Toys for Tots. Yes. The announcement should be official tomorrow on Battlefront. I already have it up on my battle ranking site. So if you go to battlerankings.com, on the top navigation is Toys for Tots. All the information is there. Tonight, yeah, actually, Scott says here, Vikings were sailors. Just saying, you know. And I'm for anyway. And oh no! Come on, bring me back. There you are. Okay. Anyway, so Toys for Tots. The information is up on the Battle Ranking site. It should be up later this evening, this morning, depending on your point of view for New Zealand time. Doing it. Basically, it starts pretty much in November all the way to the first weekend of December. Organize your group together, organize in the game store, do something that where you guys end up playing the game. Be safe, social distance, whatever you guys can do. Make sure you adhere to your local ordinance. This is my asterisk on all that. But the thing is, collect the toys, get them out for Toys for Tots, send the information that needs to be sent back to Battlefront so that you guys could be in the drawing. And remember, if you're a TO and you're running, you're eligible as long as you bring a toy. It's all because you're participating too. And you're probably one of the more important ones because you're probably organizing the whole thing. So work with your local game store, get that, put that together. And I think, some of the stuff going on out there, I think it's a really good time to get all that going. And the idea is that you probably want to use one toy as an entry fee, right? But you need to put something in there where you can actually generate more toys. The one thing I'm working on is I'm doing an Iron Man tournament for us. So basically, as you lose, as you lose units, they're gone, right? Or the points. But if you brought in extra toys, you get points. So you can use those, bank them up, and as the tournament goes on, you lose stuff. You can use those, go to your bank, replenish the reinforcements, and you can have build your army back up.
Are you going to have a limit on how many toys they can bring?
Probably. Well, there's probably a point where I'm still working out the math, so that's easy. That you bring in 6 toys, you're probably covered for the tournament. One of those things. But you know what? Hey. It's all about the kids. It's all about giving. That's what it's all about. So, do something that helps, helps the kids out there, and try to be creative about what you're going to do. One of the things I've done in the past is if you brought an extra toy, you get a free reroll. Someone brought in like 15 toys and got 15 free rerolls, and that kind of ruined the tournament a little because it was like, oh, I failed armor save. Oh, that's okay. Roll. Yay, I made my armor save. The other player's like, yay, that's the 7th armor save you made because of rerolls.
We typically, for our Toys for Tots events in Elizabethtown and Hard Knocks Games, we've done the mega battles. But I'm thinking that we probably need to do a tournament kind of a format because the mega battle, we just have a lot of people on the same table. Everybody's getting kind of elbow to elbow. It just seems like the tournament will allow a little bit better dispersion of people.
Well, you have that large store, so might as well make use of the
space.
Make use of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that are you planning to do the Toys for Tot event?
Yeah, I'm going to get with Hard Knocks Games, and I haven't had a chance to see them since Joe made the announcement. So I don't know. I know that I think November 7th they have a weekend. So that's the weekend after next for us. I'm not sure about, and only the first weekend in December works, right? The December 5th.
No, you want to wrap up by then.
Yeah. Okay. That's the last weekend to do it.
Yeah, because you want to do because that way you make sure you got the toys to the Marines in time for them to distribute them, distribute them, and then they want to do the drawing that week, because if you do it then and you get your order in, maybe you get a Christmas present too.
Yeah, Hard Knocks Games has run them on their own for the last 3 years that we've been doing this. So they haven't looked to me to set it up for them. Chad's just will put something together, but I'll talk to him though, because the way he normally does, I don't think would work this environment with 20 players on a couple of big tables pushed together. I think we want to spread out a little bit more than that. So we'll see.
Right.
I had a question for you, because since Toys R Us is now out of business, is there other places that are taking donations? Because it used to be you could drop it off at Toys R Us, but now
Toys R Us was a drop-off place, but obviously they're defunct. There's a couple chains of hotels.
Oh, okay.
That take them.
Dealerships that sometimes do
there's
that.
some dealerships. A couple years ago, the game store itself was a center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was very convenient. And there was my favorite one was we did it at Sinclair Games one time, and pretty much like right next door was a tattoo place, and the guy that ran the tattoo place was a Marine, and he was a collection center. And I'm like, wow, geez, it's right next door, so I'll do that. So I met the guy. So okay, he's cool, and did a thing. Anyway, I said, hey, you collecting toys? Yeah. He goes, oh yeah, and he showed me the boxes, and he says, I said, okay, I need a hand. That's when when I opened up it was the minivan at the time. I open up the back of the minivan, and it's like packed to the gills with toys. I'm like, ho, ho, ho. Anyway, let's see. Owen says, I thought I would have a Toys for Tots week and space games out over the week. If you figure out some way of doing that, whatever you want to put together for the if that works with your game store and you guys, and somehow you can have pick up games and bring toy donations in. Hey, it's all about however you guys are comfortable with and getting the toys in. That's what's important. You know what? Hey, while we're chit-chatting about this, and let's do what did we learn? So what did we learn today? Did the Ghost Panzer learn anything today?
The Ghost Panzer learned that there are Russian Panzers.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. I like about the red flags everywhere.
There are red flags everywhere.
Yeah, that was a good one. Anyway. But Tom, did you learn anything today?
Yes, but I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
I was going to wear my Nomex with my outfit, the CV, combat, and with the Stetson, and let's just say it doesn't quite fit very well anymore.
Well, it's amazing how fabric shrinks over time.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't think a decade and a half, or actually would do that, but
Patrick, I learned not to show up late because I'm going to miss a cool opening.
Yep, but you
You
can watch the
are
recording.
right. You got. Hey, as soon as this is over, give it a minute with the system. They'll spool it up, and then watch the beginning. It's about 5 minutes of pure comedy gold.
I don't know about that.
Oh, pure comedy gold.
Pure silver.
I learned Russian Panthers are better than German ones and will be in every Russian list. You know what? Yeah, it's pretty much that's the sad truth. Let's see here, John. Russians have Panzerfaust, and Panthers seem to be the new Germans. Yeah, it's about right.
There's still a whole army.
Yeah. I learned that Joe likes Tiger SS list. I don't know about the list, but I like the SS Tiger period. So if I was going to take 3 or 4 to back up my infantry, that's gold. That's a winning combination right there. Where's Ray? Get Ray.
Ray, did you learn anything?
No, you didn't learn anything.
You learned not to touch your dad's credit card. That is true, he said.
Yes. Okay. Well, I think we're going to be wrapping up here. By the way, does the Ghost Panzer know that that Europe is pretty much one continent now? I mean, pretty much one giant state.
How did he do that? That was the goal the entire time.
Yeah. Well, you know who the major player is in the European Parliament?
No.
It's Germans. Yeah, Merkel.
Who knew it would be that easy?
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. Yeah, don't be.
Pick on non-Europeans for a bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure. I'm glad to have your input. And make sure you check out Tom's podcast, which is done every month. And over there at
No Dice, No Glory.
No Dice, No Glory. I had to remember the name. And No Dice, No Glory. And check out his podcast. Make sure you look for it specifically because Tom and Ed do that podcast. And by the way, you do have one of the coolest intros for a podcast, which I just love that first 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard, it's actually a Abrams tank firing up. So, which is a jet engine. And and I'm going to get it in there. November 10th, Soviets, Spygration. Thanks for reminding me there, Brian. I wonder who the SME is going to be for that. Yes. All right. Anyway, you wanna play us out?
Sure. Do you want the Panzer March?
Sure.
The Panzer March, or do you want something spooky?
Well, we could do spooky.
Okay.
We'll introduce our spooky guy here.
Yeah. The Panzer Ghost.
Whoa.
Panzer Ghost.
Hey, Joe, it looks like he's standing on the front of a sedan. We were talking about those wheels.
Oh. Anyway, good night, everyone, and we will. Oh yeah, see, Patrick, that's what you missed. You missed Panzer Ghost. Oh, Hey, any word on the new season point totals? Yes. They're coming out. We were having a discussion about, I was having a discussion with Battlefront on that, and they are working on those new totals, and they asked my opinion on it. I gave it. So hopefully, when they update the site, they'll have the new numbers. So I don't know what they settled with, but I was kind of liking what they were showing me. Yeah. Oh, I guess that my producer's telling me that the music's going to be ending. So with that, we'll do one more rotation. And good night, everyone.